All right, what's up, Recteq? So we finally got the 1250 lined up with a game changer. honestly, I haven't had much time, but anyhow, I finally got one here and I got everything designed and mocked up, and I'll show you guys how to do this. Is basically an install video, but it's a 3-rack system. Bottom rack is same as the other game changer. It's going to be 17 inches deep. The second middle rack will be 14 inches deep, and the top will be 11 inches deep. But basically, all said and done, there's going to be a couple different ways to set it up. You can actually end up using 4 racks. Their factory middle rack can be counted as one if you want to do like 4 racks of jerky or something like that. But anyhow, we'll jump right into it. So basically, these small rulers work awesome. As long as it's actually in inches. So basically, you're gonna run it up, lay it flat on this ledge they got here, run it up till it hits the front of the lip here, and mark it at 4 5/8 back. Just put a hash there, and then we'll do the same on the other side. I've already got this marked. Obviously, you can see I already drilled the holes, but same thing over here. Slide up to the front. It's gonna be 4 5/8 back. Just put a black line there, right there. And then what we do is grab, okay. So basically what you're gonna do, you can see my black mark, just set this bracket right on that ledge. It'll slide back and forth, and just bring it right up to that black mark. The front edge of this tube here, the 1x1 square tubing. Line it up with that black mark, and you got your the mounting tabs here. You're just gonna trace it with a black Sharpie on a new smoker so you can see it. If it's used, use a silver Sharpie. It's a lot easier to see. But yeah, you just trace the holes, take this out, and drill with just start off with an 1/8 inch bit, a little smaller. Preferably cobalt or titanium bits, preferably newer bits, because it's tough drilling through stainless, but those do a pretty good job. And then after the 1/8 inch bit, chase it with a 5/16, and then I'll use a bigger, like a 3/8 or a 1/2 inch bit, just to knock the burrs off on each side of the hole. But so that's it for these guys. Really easy there. And the top brackets, I make this one a little bit easier on you guys. I do tack weld the nuts in place. It's just because what we're doing is setting them right on this ledge, and it's really hard to get. My other rack systems, you can kind of hold up underneath and hold the nut in place while you're bolting it in, but this guy's damn near impossible to get your fingers in there. So anyway, I've got a little template that I'm going to send out. And it's just a 1/2 inch piece of square tubing. I've got these lines, they're going to be marked. But basically all you're going to do is just set it on this ledge, slide it up till it hits. And then these black marks I got on there, just draw a little black line up from it on each side. One thing to mention, these holes are 10 inches apart, but just double check on yours. If they're 9 inches and 15/16 or 10 inches and a 16th, which they very well could be, just adjust that back hash either way. If it's a 16th smaller, bring it in. If it's a 16th longer, just move it back. But other than that, they're typically going to be right at 10, so you probably won't have to worry about it. Just double check is all I'm saying. So that's it. You draw your lines up, take this out of there. Same thing, start off with an 1/8 inch bit, both sides, and chase it with a 5/16, and then a bigger bit just to knock the burrs off on each side. And of course, same thing on the other side. So on this side, guys, take the smokestack off. Otherwise, you're going to be monkeying around trying to get. You'll just have to get more creative if you leave it on. But if you take it off, you can use this template over here as well. But you can see everything lines up. Same thing, 1/8 inch, 5/16. Chase it with a 1/2 inch just to clean up the burr. But so that's it. Get your holes going there, and I'll be right back. We'll go ahead and bolt these things on and we'll check it out. All right, guys, so we got the brackets bolted in. Really nothing to it. Like I said, the top brackets are already got the nets in there, so as long as you get your holes right, you're good to go. If the hole's off, like I said, a 16th or whatever, I mean, it wouldn't take much. You do have a little wiggle room since these are 5/16 inch holes. But if you need a little more, you can just drill the hole next size up. That'll give you a little bit more room on both sides, but no biggie there. The bottoms, it's super easy to trace as long as you line that bracket up to that hash you marked at 4 5/8 back, trace the holes, drill them out, good to go. But other than that, everything's the same as my previous stuff. We'll just kind of, I don't need to put the heat deflector in or nothing, but show the drip pan. And it's easiest to go right side down, left side up, and just drop it in place. Nice and easy, nothing to it, everything fits sweet. And then we can start sliding the racks in. So that the way these brackets, I make them, they sit on this ledge, so it comes out, you're gonna be, it's about a 3/8 inch higher than my previous game changer on the 700. So this is a 1/2 inch gap. Not a big deal, but if you do want that space back, you can take this out and the factory grate will slide underneath these brackets. It's tight, but it slides back in, so that way you get that 1/2 inch of cooking space back. If you want to stack pork butts on top and bottom, I mean, you can even use their factory rack as well. So get this back in. It's so nice having a slider, a real slider in the bottom. But like I said, I designed these so everything that's cooked on this grate will fit right in. Everything will drip on the drip pan. It's not going to drip in front of it. If you have the rack come all the way out, like the factory one, it's not going to drip behind it. Everything will go in the drip pan, keeping it nice and clean, nothing in the bottom of the barrel. I mean, you're going to get a little bit if you're cooking bacon or whatever, but no, it'll stay pretty clean. And then the 14 inch, and I was able to do a 14 inch deep on this one, unlike the 700, because there's no light in the back now on this 1250. So I was able to space things differently and get a little bit more space on the second rack. Of course, this stops in the rear. I also have little dowels. I drill these holes in the back corners. So when you slide the rack in, just drop the dowels in. That way it'll hit that stop and your rack won't fly out on you. I send one of those out, or every rack comes with them. So. And then the top rack, 11 inches deep. Everything fits like a glove. Let me grab a tape and show you some spacing. Everything's really close to the 700 stuff, except like I said, you're losing about another 3/8 inch, so I kind of space that out through everything, so it's real similar. But the bottom, you got 2 3/4. Second is 2 inches, and the top is right at 3. So it's really close. I mean, you can really load this thing up with ribs, all your flat meat stuff, basically. Tri-tips will fit on all shelves. Let me show you this. A cool thing too as well, if you're doing pork butts on top. You can take this rack out. If you're doing pork butts and you want to catch all the good juice and everything, I got this high enough so you can still get these pans underneath and catch all your good stuff without wrapping and all that mess. Get all your awesome Bart going. But yeah, I mean, you can really load this thing up. You can also, of course, you can have this up there. This one won't fit up here, obviously, because the lid won't close. But you can have this here. You get your bigger meats up here, pans down here, or you can take this one out. you got more space down here and still decent space up there. Pork butts, chicken quarters, whatever. You can do anything really. And then another cool thing for you jerky guys, you can actually set this on top on the rear stops. It's not really a sliding thing. I mean, you know, but it'll sit there and do its thing. It ain't going nowhere, but you can put all these racks back in. Then you can also grab the factory. And you could really load it up pretty good with jerky. So now you got 4 racks you can load up with jerky. I mean, I was thinking maybe there'd be some room down there with the bottom, but it's too tight. You probably only got a 1/4 inch, but this way you got about 1 inch right here. So you can definitely load up doing some jerky or whatnot. Just another option. But no, you guys really enjoy this setup. It's, like I said, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I just haven't had time. I've been so busy with the other rack systems and actually getting into stick burns as well. But you know what, you guys, check this grease diverter they got. There's nothing, you really need to put some high temp silicone behind here. It doesn't seal, so the grease is gonna run and it's still gonna get through there. It's gonna be all over your face if you care. Some guys don't give 2 shits, but some guys like to keep their stuff real clean. So just take this off, put a bead of high temp silicone like the ones that I sell for the 700 and 590s. Just put it back on, it'll seal right up, nothing will leak through. But other than that, man, that's pretty much it. Thanks, you guys. Thanks for choosing PCS Rackworks, and you can check out the website. You can order straight up on there. Email me, PM through Facebook, whatever. Always on the Mafia and Underground page. So yeah, right on, you guys. Thanks for the support. See you soon.